What's up, Capricorn? This is Jesse with 44 Astro with a general tarot reading for the full moon coming up on November 27th. It's going to be a full moon in Gemini. It's going to be at 4 degrees 51 seconds Gemini. It's going to be at 4:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's called a beaver moon. That just because the full moon in November is generally called a beaver moon. It's speculated that it's because the Native Americans trapped beavers during that time of year, and then some believe it's because beavers build dams on frozen rivers, lakes in this time of year. It will be in the 6th mansion of the moon. I'll put a picture of the 6th mansion of the moon up so you can read about it. I've posted about it before. It's really about making friendships and understanding the good and the bad, the give and the take, the light and the dark, which is really important to understand that they're inseparable from the other. The moon will be opposite Mars. It's going to be touching the 3 malefics. It's going to be touching Pluto in a trine. It's going to be touching Saturn, which is your planet, Saturn or Satan. That's what Satan is based off of, regardless of what dogmatic religions may tell you. It's all really based off of the planets in the zodiac, because that's kind of where we started. We were cavemen writing on walls and cave women living in caves and writing on walls. We were looking up, and that was our inspiration, you know. So we were like, what are these bright lights in the sky? And that's kind of what developed pretty much all pantheons. It's also going to be touching Mars in an opposition. It'll be opposite the sun as well. So, and Gemini represents communication. So communication can be really intense, like anger, just heavy feelings around this time. So you want to be careful of that. For Capricorn Ascendant, the houses are going to be your 5th or your 6th. That's a house of self-expression. So the way you express yourself, it's going to be influenced by some malefic planet. All of us. It's only going to be for a day, right? The 27th, and maybe a little bit before on the 26th, maybe a little bit after on the 28th. The energy will feel this heavy. It can be charged sexual energy too, because Pluto rules Scorpio, and that represents sexual. So it could be like that, like sexual type communications. And Mars actually rules the actual aspect of sex itself, the physical manifestation of it. It also rules competition. It also rules anger. Pluto rules rage, not anger. So it's just something to be aware of. Go. This one right here. Right here. On the top here. Your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. That's where the cards wanted to stop. So that's where they stop. Oh, what's this one? This one's just laying here. Well, we're going to take this one too, because it was just laying there under when I picked it up. So you and your loved ones are safe. So I think it's safe to make your plans. Or it's safe to carry out with your plans. Your family and friends will be taken care of. Like if you feel like it's a risk, like something that you're planning on doing, or like a big change you plan on making. This is your family and your home and all that will be safe and taken care of. But you do need a practical plan. That's where the cards wanted to stop. Let's see what's going for you, Capricorn. Something new. You got the Fool right away. It's a question about something new. Can't make up what the Moon card said either. For some Capricorns, there's going to be 2 paths here. For some Capricorns, you may experience one path. Some may the other. Some both. Some it may have already happened. Some it could happen in the future. It is a general reading. For some, it may not resonate that well. If that's the case, please watch your other signs. You'll need to know your natal chart. And I have a video in my astrology section to help people find their natal chart. Oh, Destiny. Got Destiny on the bottom there, Capricorn. I didn't mention what your 6th house was. 6th house is physical health. So you may have intense feelings about your physical health, wanting to transform them in some way. Saturn being involved can make it real heavy. Putting boundaries around it type of thing, especially square it. But it won't last long. It's just going to be some heavy energies because it's touching 3 malefics. It's touching the sun as well. So, and that's the whole aspect of it. It'll bring it out into the world. So you should be careful. And 5th house is sun's house as well. So if it is that for you Capricorn ascendants, just be careful of letting things burst out in and around the 27th. Okay, current situation is asking about a new journey or moving in a new direction. And it's something that you feel like is wisdom or like you intuitively know you need to do. The question is about it. You have some kind of inspiration or intuition that you need to move forward on a new path. Whether it's work, love. It looks like it could be love here. But it's saying you and your loved ones are safe. So, it could just be you're taking a path with your loved ones, because you do have the Ace of Cups here. So it can definitely be a relationship. It's you're making a final judgment about something. Something that the ones that are on this path. The question is about a new journey, doing something new and different. And, you're psychically inspired to do it. It could be something you've been keeping secret, that you haven't been telling maybe your family about or something, or like something that you want to do or you're planning on doing. It's saying it needs a practical plan, though. It's saying you and your loved ones are safe. So if this is something that's going to take you away from your family, like travel, like work like that, everything's going to be fine. And that could be one of your worries, like not wanting to. It could be a financial aspect of worry, even though I don't see a lot of money here, only in the advice and its court cards. But it looks like you're moving forward in money and nurturing something. These are all court cards down here in the advice. So you could be working with others for sure. But, that's final judgment. And that's, the Three of Rods is being established. The Lord of established strength is showing, the green behind him is like, look at what I've done. And then in front of him is the barren landscape. He's like, this is what I'm going to turn the barren landscape into, right? And then this is a new emotional journey or a new beginning of some sort. Could be relationship. Like if some of you are single, that could be ending for sure. If you're looking for love, if you're already partnered, it could just be a new opportunity in love with your love partner or with your family. But it's making a decision about it for sure. It's like making a decision about something that you're already established in, whether it's work or even your family. Like you're established in your family dynamic, whatever your family dynamic is. You may be wanting to make some kind of changes to that, right? The way you do things. Maybe you want to homeschool your kids now or something, anything like that, right? This world's a dangerous place, but it's something new. And like I said, and if you're looking for a relationship, you're looking for an established partner. You're like trying to make a judgment on finding an established partner, somebody that's like really reliable and established, and like they're like, and they represent it. You can see it. Got the career, got the home, all that kind of stuff. Or someone that's just establishing who they are as well. Emotionally, psychologically, all that, physically. And then there's another path over here. This is one about really not making a decision, like dwelling on it and planning. So this is more of like thinking about it. Like right here is like just all kinds of different ideas about wanting to do something new, whatever that is. Mind the cats in the background, the dogs. And this is not making a decision with the Two of Swords. And then this is like just planning. You're just planning. You want the world in your hands, but you're not taking a practical plan on this path. This path looks like you're making a final judgment. You are making a judgment. This one is like you are not making a judgment. You're like, I'm just going to stay here where I'm comfortable. And that's okay. I'm going to keep my family dynamic the way it is, or I'm going to stay single, or I'm going to stay in this specific relationship, and I'm not moving on to anything different, or I'm not going to try something new in my relationship because I don't want to rock the boat. But it's saying like everything's going to be okay if you do, right? You and your loved ones are safe, and your dreams need a practical plan. So whatever your dream is, it could be new career. Could be new family life, new home life, new family dynamic, something like that. Absolutely. I'm trying to cover as much as I can because it's a general reading as far as the interpretations go and what comes to me. See, in the advice, you have all court cards, which is like it could be family. You could be partnered with an earth sign, but Capricorn is an earth sign, so it's likely you. You could be partnered with a fire sign. You could have Sagittarius cusp or some kind of fire in your chart, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. This could be moving forward in money or a new opportunity in money. This could be you. And then this could be somebody you're working with, like a business partner or somebody that you're in a relationship with, somebody you're deciding to build a life with. And that could be what the question's about. Do I really want to build a life with this person? Could be a business partner too, though. And it could just be like this, something you're very passionate about, working on something you're passionate about instead of just chasing the money. Like instead of just chasing the money, working on something that you're really passionate about, then you can be like confident in, and not just the grind, the minutia, the monotonous nature of, the 9 to 5 or whatever. And you do have a work card down here in the outcome. It looks like the ending of something. It looks like you're going to make the decision, many of you, and not all of you, of course, but some of you are going to make the decision to be done with whatever the current situation is. Whether it's work, family, whatever it is, school, anything. And then you're going to go for your wish. You're going to work hard to accomplish what you want, what your dream is, what your wish is. because that's what this card is. And at the same time, this could be a healing, right? This could be like you hurt your back, and then you're having a hard time recovering, and this is healing. So if any of you have been hurt in some way, and I have to mention it because that's an interpretation of it. I don't wish it on any of you, and it may not be the case. Most likely it's the ending of what you don't want to be doing anymore, or the dynamic that you're in. You're changing it, and you're working hard to change it so that you can accomplish your dream. And it does very much fall in line with, your dreams need a practical plan. Now, with that being said, this can also be actual physical back pain. This could be like working hard to recover, and this can be actual healing. So be aware of that. So if you work doing anything with your back, like picking up heavy things, anything like that, be careful. You lift in the zone that you want to lift in, right? Be careful with your back. It's funny. I have a back doctor that came on my screen behind me here. So be careful. Let's get some clarifiers. It's most likely the vast majority of it's going to be your dreams, whether you make a decision or not. But if anything with your back, be careful. I would say that for sure. Whoop, right there. Again, you have a court card that's the Knight of Discs, which you have down here. You got the Ace of Discs too. Okay, so this looks like you're trying to make more money, or a new opportunity in money. Maybe trying to venture out on your own, start your own business. Capricorns are good at that. Capricorns are great businessmen. I mean, they are the quintessential businessmen and women. Absolutely. So the Ace of Discs was on the High Priestess. So this is the idea. This is the intuition. This is what you're trying to do, and you can feel really motivated right now. You're gonna, with Pluto represents power, and money is power, right? And with the moon touching, you could have intense feelings. You may have already had intense feelings about making more money, but it could be really intense and really in depth right now. And this is going to be the same thing, right? A Knight of Discs, that's moving forward in money. He moves slower, right? But he will accomplish his goal almost certainly. Every time. A little slower, but he's going to get it done. He's on the Knight of Wands. So that's moving forward to something. It's you wanting to do something that you're passionate about and make money at it, right? And then a new journey, you have to make the final judgment here. This is the last test. It's the trial of the Aeon, right? This is the final judgment again. But it's like making a final decision whether you want to take this new journey, whatever that is for you, right? It looks like it's in money. It's like it's in career or job, or just finding a way to make more money. And it's for the holidays. You're talking about Thanksgiving and Christmas. You're going to be spending more money. We all are. You're trying to, maybe it's just side gig work that you're trying to find, right? And Capricorn is a hard-working sign. The hardest working sign. That and Taurus. But Taurus goes both ways. Taurus can be like the laziest sign possible, or it can be the hardest working. Capricorn is just the hardest working. There is no in between on Capricorn. They're always going to work hard and be damn good at what they do. Okay. So on your final judgment, you have the luxury card. But again, and like I told you with the Mansion of the Moon, luxury, what this card means in this deck is understanding the good with the bad. And that's what brings luxury, because you understand both sides of the equation, that there's give and take, good and bad, obstacles and, clear paths. It's all together, and you have to take it as it comes and don't let it deter you. Like if you can understand that, you're going to find luxury because you understand the good is inseparable from the bad. They define each other, and that's how we learn. It's through comparison. So that the concept of good and bad is an entire concept, singular, that you use to understand each of the polarities or the sides of it. You got interference on being established, right? So you're trying to become established, or you're trying to find someone established either to work with or to love. So you feel in some way, maybe some of you feel blocked, or you have felt blocked. And again, this is like manifesting that new beginning. This is on the Ace of Cups, the Magician. So you're trying to manifest. Some of these cards that are like this blue color don't like to focus in. So you're trying to manifest this new beginning. Trying to remove yourself from a specific situation. Whether it be work, it looks like work, but it also could be love too. It could be like a situation with family or anything like that you're just trying to get out of. Maybe where you live, maybe you want to move. There's a lot of movement cards here, so definitely some knights here. Knights are movement. So whatever your dreams is, whether you're like you want to buy a home, buy a new vehicle, whatever your dreams are, you got to have a practical plan. It looks like your practical plan is to make more money to accomplish it. Whether that be family, friends, you know, if you're trying to find a new spouse, or like you're single and you're trying to find a spouse, you know, you're manifesting it, and you maybe have felt blocked. But it looks like if you can understand, I think it's like, don't be so harsh of a judge on them. Like if you do know somebody, or you're with somebody, or you're considering somebody for like being that individual that you're going to be with, or business partner, I mean, they're going to have some rough edges. We all do. You just have to be able to decide whether you can accept them or not, right? I mean, in the beginning, there's going to be all the personas flying around fully, right? So it's just going to be these ideas that you want to present to each other of who you are. And then later, as you work together, then you're really going to know, kind of figure out the idiosyncrasies of the individual. And then you kind of have to decide if you can live with that or not. So best to try to figure them out immediately if you can in some way. So, which isn't necessarily easy to do. That's like an in-depth conversation, like really breaking it down and getting serious, like right away. Like, you know, this is what I'm looking for, you know, break it all down. This is how I want it to be. Can we do it this way? And if the individual, I mean, like, we need to be honest with each other, because if we're really going to take these steps, whether it's in business or love, you know, we need to know and be honest about like who we are and what we actually are looking for and what we want. So on the 7 of, these are the 3 cards you got. You got the 9 of Swords, which is cruelty, but that's being all up in your head. You got the 4 of Swords, which is truce, and then you got the 3 of Rods again, which is virtue in this deck. So on the 7 of Cups, which is, you know, all these thoughts, you got being in your head, being, you know, it keeping you kind of in a state of confusion and feeling like it's cruel, so you're not really making the decision. So whatever situation maybe you feel stuck in, or maybe it's bugging you, maybe not having enough money in some ways is making you feel upset. Maybe you feel like you should be earning more for what you're doing, that type of thing. Or maybe you should have a promotion or be a boss. And this is on the 2. This is when the 2 not making a decision. This is also not making a decision. This is just kind of like a truce. It's like I'm kind of standing where I'm at. I'm standing pat where I'm at. So this could be you in that decision on this path, deciding to stay exactly where you're at. Like instead of making the change, you're just like, okay, I'm gonna try to live with it. But in the outcome, it looks like it's gonna end one way or the other, whether you do it now or whether it happens later naturally. And on the 2 of Rods, you got virtue, which is the 3 of Rods. So your objective may be to stay where you're at and then try to become more established in whatever field you're at or whatever relationship you're in. And that's the plan, but I don't know if the plan's going to actually manifest. In my experience, every time I seem to make plans, sometimes they mostly work out like I want them to, but most of the time there's always a wrench or two thrown in there, and you kind of have to adjust to what happens. But the objective seems to be, you know, new beginnings in money specifically. But it's love. It could be love too, right? Some of you, it's definitely love with the Ace of Cups there. I don't see like the 2 of Cups of the lovers, but you know, we'll see what this deck does. We're about to get on these court cards on the advice and see kind of what's going on. It looks like destiny. The wheels of fate are turning because the Wheel of Fortune was on the bottom of the deck. You know, and if you're not making the change because you're worried about like your loved ones in some way, like being able to take care of them or, you know, anything like that, it's going to be fine. It's going to work out. We people are good at figuring things out. It's kind of why we're here, to learn and grow. And as long as you're making those efforts in your life, and we kind of always are, regardless, unless we completely check out right there for some reason. We're just going to stop right there. Yeah, it's an ending. 10, 10, 10. You got a lot of 10s. Who else? There's another reading that had a bunch of 10s. So you got oppression on the Queen of Wands. So you may be feeling overworked, and like you're not getting enough out of the work that you, and you're feeling like, you know, you got the 10 of Swords again. So this is like an ending of some sort. The advice is to end it. Don't break yourself. Maybe you're working way too hard because you're trying to more money, right? You know, there's an idea coming in. It's going to make you more money, or that you have. And I think it's going to work as long as you make the change and take the risk. Because, you know, these 2 right here, these 2 queens, it's like you're staying involved with whoever this fire sign is, maybe. Whether it's like a boss, or whether it's just somebody you work with, or like a family member or something that you're taking care of in some way. Like, and you're working your butt off to take care of them. Maybe they're not holding up their end of the bargain, whatever that may be, or you feel that they're not, you know. And it could just be 2 aspects of you, right? You feel overworked. Advice is like, don't overwork. Don't work too hard, because like you're going to break your back. Going to hurt yourself. It's going to lead you to possibly back issues. Like literally. or, you know, just feeling like in a way that you're being betrayed, because it's just like, hey, you know, I'm working my butt off here and you're not really putting in your part of it, right? It could be that you feel like maybe your spouse isn't working as hard as they should on you know, aspect of the relationship, or even or people at work aren't working as hard as they should be, and you're busting your butt and you're not getting the raises and the credit that you deserve. And it's like, yo, you know, that's why I'm saying your dreams need a practical plan. You have some kind of dream in you. I mean, only you can know what it is. It's going to be different for every Capricorn. Only you know what that dream is, and you can accomplish it. But you're going to have to get out of whatever this situation is. You have to make that big change. It's a big change too. It's looking like something big. Because yeah, completion, justice, works. I got the Capricorn card on the bottom. Just want to show you that. This is more of the generative principle in this deck. I mean, look at what it looks like. It's more about like insemination, which is like creating something. So on the Ten of Swords, it's at work. Don't get hurt at work. Some of you could end up getting hurt at work. So be careful. If you lift a lot of things, be careful. You could get backstabbed at work in some way. There could be people there that are, I mean, everybody's in some sense or another is self-serving, and that happens because we have an ego, and we have to have an ego to interact with the world, to be able to define and learn. We have to have an ego. There's no way around it. But because of that, it can lead us to being self-serving, and people can be, you know, they're trying to get theirs in the world, so they'll stomp on others to get it, right? So be careful of that. There could be individuals around you. It could be an earth sign around you. It could be a fire sign around you that doesn't have your best intentions in heart, right? And then, but you're going to get justice for your hard work, because you get justice on the Nine of Rods. So it's like, I think your hard work's going to pay off for sure. You need a practical plan, but justice will be served. It's called adjustment in this deck. So it's like some kind of change that you make in the way that you work is going to bring you what you need. It's going to bring you the healing. If you need back healing, you're going to get your healing. And if you get hurt at work, it could lead to new money. Or if you did get hurt at work, like your back got hurt at work, you know, sue them. Maybe they did, you know, it's probably something that they didn't have a safety-wise implemented, and that led you to get hurt. But it's like a completion of your dreams, right? You get completion on your dreams. That's wonderful. So your dreams are gonna be accomplished. You're gonna have to get out of, you're either gonna have to get out of whatever this situation is, or you're gonna have to heal your back. And Ten of Swords twice was the only reason I would suggest that. And you could get hurt. I mean, and Capricorns work really hard, so if you hurt your back working really, really hard, you know, get yours out of it. You know, whatever lawsuit you need to make. Anyway, Capricorn, that's all I got. I know it seems real specific, but I try to cover. It's a general reading. I try to cover as much as I can. It looks like a new opportunity. Whatever your dream is going to bring you a new opportunity and new money. Whether it be that you have to leave a job because you hurt yourself and then you sue the crap out of them, or whether you feel like you've been overworked and like mismanaged in some way, or even if you're the boss and somebody's trying to stab you in the back, or like your coworkers are like working against you in some way to try to like up themselves or make themselves look better, and you know, try to walk all over your accomplishments and your hard work, because it looks like you're working really hard, but it's going to come out in your favor because, you know, you have completion on the star. So that's like you accomplishing your dreams. It will be complete. You will have your dreams, but they need a practical plan. And don't worry so much about whoever you're taking care of or whatever your current situation is. Don't worry about rocking the boat. Everything's going to be okay. Okay, Capricorn? Please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting. I'm really trying to get this channel built up, and hopefully I can accomplish that. Either way, you don't have to if you don't want to. I'm just grateful that you're here watching the video. And with that being said, I wish you happy holidays, and I hope to see you here again.